Hey guys, it's Adam aka Swimming Bird, and welcome to ARMS, the new fighting game on the Nintendo Switch. This is a global test punch, a limited time demo event. There's going to be 6 of these this weekend, so if you're watching this later, definitely check those out. I did an ARMS preview video you can check out if you want to see the full version of the game, and maybe if you stay tuned after this, there might be an extra special stream with the full version as well. So let's get into it here. This is the free to download demo though, and we're gonna learn the basics as we jump in. I know the basics, but I want to share with you guys and get warmed up. We have a new fighter this weekend. There was another weekend of these, but they just added in Twintelle. She is so popular with the community that they added her in as a optional new fighter, that you can try out. So we might actually start out with her rather than Springman and get into it. But we'll go through the whole cast here. We're only missing 2 of them. Bite and Bark, the little robot police duo, and Kid Cobra. 2 of my favorites, though, so if you want to see those, definitely check out the preview video I posted or the other stream we're going to have here. All right, so let's get into it. Thank you guys for joining me. So we've got the motion controls, 2 Joy-Con style that we're going to start with here, but you can actually use a bunch of different control options, even a single Joy-Con, which I was kind of surprised to see when trying things out. But yeah, so use L on the left Joy-Con to dash, and we can jump around, so these are easy to hit. The actual punching that we do is going to be with motion, though, so you kind of punch out, and you can aim, no pun intended with punch out there, you can aim your punches by tilting, and this is one of the big advantages of the motion controls, that you can actually punch to hit and smack Helix's dragon arm right off there, and then we can grab him if we wanted to. It's not gonna let me grab yet. We have to learn how to do it through the tutorial. There we go. But yeah, the amount of control you get from using the Joy-Cons, I really enjoy that. Even if it is a little more complicated to move around and do certain things like guard, I still think it makes up for it. But I mentioned in the preview video, but I'll reiterate, if you're trying this game out with the Testpunch or, when it comes out, I would say try the normal controls first and then move on to motion controls. You could go either way, but I really found that there's a lot of stuff to learn about this game, and if you try the basic controls, then you'll get a decent feel for the movement, I think a little easier. You'll be able to use the joystick to move around, and then you can kind of learn, how to do everything without having to also deal with kind of tilting the Joy-Cons while you're trying to punch. It can get a little complicated, so that is my recommendation, though. So let's get into it. We got Helix. He's one of the new fighters. I mean, he's actually was revealed before some of these, but he is listed last on the character select screen for a reason, because he is one of the tougher fighters to get into and learn how to use. He has that shield. The Guardian is one of his default arms that can block stuff. You saw I kind of punched it there earlier. And he just has all these crazy powers. He can stretch, he can squat down to go under grabs. I think he did that earlier. He's like the crazy tube guys at the car lots and things like that. The way he stretches. I'll show him in more depth later. He's one of the tougher fighters to use, though, for sure. So he's kind of more advanced. I think any of these you could really jump into and use, though, if you are trying out. I love these Thunderbirds. Let me show you this rush attack with the Thunderbirds. Gotta go crazy here. Oh, we missed. See if we can hit him. There we go. Look at the birds go everywhere. I'm gonna be flailing around here a little bit, so I do apologize if there's a bit of, motion audible on the headset and everything. But yeah, I love the rush attack, your special. They didn't actually, I don't think they showed us how to use that in the tutorial. I think they just figured out we would, figure it out for ourselves. But the rush attack for the bird weapons, those bird arms, there's Phoenix ones as well, but it's just really cool how they zip all over the place and look like they're having a Dragon Ball Z battle on their own or something. So there we go. We beat the tutorial. We beat Helix. We're going to jump into the Testpunch proper, and hopefully I will run into some of you guys. Let me know if you do see me. Post a screenshot and at me on Twitter or something if you want to, let me know that you got to battle me. Let's start with Springman, though. We'll go back to Twintelle a little later. A thing you might not know, if you click in the left Joy-Con stick or the left control stick and point in a direction when you are selecting your character, you get to change the costume. There are 4 costumes for every character. I really like this one. It kind of looks like Lucas from the Earthbound or Mother series. It's like he's cosplaying as Ribbon Girl there, and she has one with blue hair, so it's like they kind of dress up as each other. But I like that you have options for other costumes and stuff, you know, because they got to have ways to differentiate if you're playing as the same person. All right, we are going to the Ninja College. The big stage that is featured in this bunch of test punches is Ramen Bowl. So we'll have to see that later. That's Min Min's stage. I like her a lot. This is Ninjara's stage. We have Twintelle here, so I might try... The Tri-Bolt would probably be pretty good to get a nice spread. And the basic Toaster is one of the better arms to start out with if you're trying to learn the game. So I do feel a little bad if there are people here that are, you know, I'm going to play against that haven't really played yet. Because, I'm not going to win all of these, I'm sure, because some of these, yeah, that person knew, knew how to use Twintelle's slow down her star aura, basically, will slow down the punches and make it a little easier for you to get out of the way. I'm hurting her arms there. Now we want to get in here and steal that rush juice. The two items that you see will pop up as those little auras around. Not Twintelle's aura, but the thing that we saw there, the item was rush juice, which builds up your special faster. You definitely want to make sure you are not letting your opponent get those. There we go. There is a fire bomb, kind of bounced around weird. A product of the test punch, I'm sure. The instability kind of making that bounce all over. The firebomb does 200 damage, which is a fifth of your life, and also the same as Master Mummy's throw, one of those big heavyweights. Oh, gotta be careful here. Yeah, Juan's just learning the game, but he actually had a good feel for the aura already, so I almost got a perfect there. But yeah, the bombs, there's the shock bomb. That one won't do much damage, but it will shock your arms. It didn't happen to her, but then you can get a good throw in there, because if you notice, the exclamation marks that pop up, they'll sometimes be yellow and then red when your arms are just broken and you can't use them for a little bit. That is a good thing to do with electrical attacks. If you have an electric arm, get in there and grab them or, pummel them when you get a chance. That's one of my favorite strategies with some of the other characters. So there we go. We got a bit of Springman. We got some Ribbon Girl costumes I can show you guys here. There's the one that looks kind of like Springman. We've got one with dark hair, kind of a golden brown. That's also one that Springman has. All right, we're jumping in. We got another Ribbon Girl on our side. We're doing some skill shot. This is also new this week, I think. This is actually one of my least favorite modes in this game. It is good for learning your targeting, but unfortunately, it's a little, I don't know, you guys will see. We're basically trying to hit these targets and hit our opponents without getting hit ourselves. So it does have a lot of strategy to it, but at the same time, there's some weirdness to it where it actually slows down the use of arms when you're in this mode, so it can feel a little weird if you're used to how the arms move normally. You get into this mode and it's like, what's going on here? But it can be good for your accuracy if you're trying to, make sure you're actually getting good, good punch precision, I guess I should say, to know how to get your opponents. Try to hit that shot. There we go. Got him. And then, ooh. So one thing that is really cool, if you notice, I can stretch my Joy-Cons like farther apart when you grab. This is kind of a little hidden technique a little bit, but when you do that, get that out of here. When you do that, you get a wider grab range. You saw I grabbed Ninjara there when I probably normally wouldn't. So if you kind of separate the Joy-Cons a little bit when you're throwing them out there, you'll have a better chance to get that really good grab. But it's also easier for someone to deflect the grab. And there we go, by the skin of our teeth, Team Ribbon Girl won. So yeah, you can do that on a normal control stick too, but you have to really flick the stick pretty fast when you throw out those arms to do it. It's easier. That's another benefit of the motion controls, is you can get that wider grab. So the skill shot, we did pretty well there. I think I've gotten better at it, but when I first started, I was like, man, I don't really like that mode that much. It is very similar to the Get Arms mode, which I will be able to show, with the full game, but that mode involves, let's go with Ninjara. He has some strange looking costumes, like, look at that palette. That orange, purple, and green is a little weird. There's a nice pink, but yeah, let's do the red one. This is pretty good. So yeah, skill shot, or Get Arms is the mode that you normally go single player to hit targets and unlock the arms for the different characters. So that is going to help you, playing skill shot will help you with that to unlock stuff, because you do have to use the currency in this game to get arms unlocked for different characters. So I think it's good to have good accuracy before you tackle that too much. But we got two quick characters against two heavies. Let me see if we can get in here and do this. So both Master Mummy and Mechanica there are gonna have an advantage in terms of super armor. Both of them can block weaker attacks, so you really want to, or they take damage, but they don't get staggered, knocked down from anything that is not a charged attack. I really like Ninjara and Kid Cobra for grabs because they take you up in the air typically, and then it's harder for you when you do the jumping. There you go, see? So it's harder for your buddy to help you get out of that. Gotta be careful and not hit my friend. Ooh, jeez. So she grabbed Mechanica. Mechanica grabbed her. Ooh, this is gonna hurt Min Min. I shouldn't have done that, but that's okay. We got him here. All right, and then one hit, and there she goes. You gotta be careful in 2-on-2 because you're tethered together, you pull each other around. If you hit your opponent, it counts. Friendly fire is on, so you have to be very cautious of that sort of thing, and I almost destroyed that Min Min there, Nick, with my rush attack, but luckily I got knocked out of it. So yeah, the whole thing with those two heavy characters, they just don't get knocked down unless you use a charged punch. So you have to be careful. They can punch through a lot of stuff or kind of brute force their way through hits, and that is part of why Mechanica is. I think she's the character that let's jump with her real quick, or we can just let's go in order. We'll go with Master Mummy. Grab a good color with him. There we go. Mechanica is actually the one I feel like is pretty easy to get into compared to some of the other fighters and do well with, even when you're less experienced, because she has a good amount of mobility, she can hover, and she can tank those hits. But Master Mummy, he can also do that, and he has a very damaging grab. Like I mentioned, it does 30 more damage, I believe, than any of the other grabs in the game from the main characters and stuff. And let's see, how about a Megaton and a Retorture. So here we go, we got two heavyweights here. I'm gonna try to barrel my way through, but yeah, Master Mummy does tons of damage. He is just so slow, but with these heavy arms, you can punch through your opponent's arms, and then if you manage to have time to guard, which will charge your arms, then you can kind of stand and recover HP with Master Mummy. That is his big claim to fame, is other than being a big old brute that does a ton of damage, you can get your health back. Gotta watch out for her, because even with these heavy arms, if I don't have time to charge, trying to get that into her. If I don't have time to charge, then she is gonna be able to keep coming, and keep hitting me. Let's see if we can get a rush attack on her. Chris there. Oh no, man. Chris has probably played a little bit before because he avoided that pretty handily. Oh, and I didn't have time to block. I think we're out of here if they juggle us. Let's see if I can guard a little bit. No, man, Chris is good. Grabbed me. Master Mummy, definitely not my forte, but yeah. Chris did a good job of not giving me much time to charge up my punches, so he could just keep going. And that's why, yeah, part of why I like Mechanica better is between the two heavyweights is that she can actually hover and get around a lot more. Master Mummy is so slow, but he's good still. Maybe we'll do one more with him to see if I can actually get a win here. There's a rival Master Mummy in the lobby. There we go. Oh, we're doing hoops. Okay. Two mummies meet on the basketball court. Who will dunk the other? Let's do it. So hoops, this is my favorite of the bonus modes, outside of the normal fighting. This involves dunking your opponents in a basketball hoop, so it's a lot of grabbing. You gotta be careful because your opponent's obviously gonna go for lots of grabs, and if you are unaware, then they're gonna get you. You gotta know how to counter a grab, which you can do by just punching like so. And make sure you're not stuck on the trampolines on the side. This stage is kind of like Springman's in a way, where it's got the trampolines on the side, but it's also got a good amount of space to move around here. Oop, he's stuck. I think he got stunned there, but I didn't quite take advantage of it. Got to get a good grab going. And sometimes if you stagger your punches, you're not going to get the grab going. Oop, look out! Yeah, we got two bruisers here trying to grab each other. There we go. Past the 3-point line, you do get 3 points, just like in normal basketball. If I can get a good hit here, we can hit him with a special, see if we can stop him in time. There we go. The special always gets him in, and you get 3 points because they're going so far from the hoop typically, so it's a good way to get them. And with that, we got the 10 points required to win right at the buzzer. There we go. Hot mummy on mummy action. No, they do have a fiery weapon. So there you go. The one on my left hand there, the Retorture that fires 3 things, I feel like that is one of the better weapons in the game. There's another one with electrical that Mechanica has. We'll play her real quick here. She's got a couple good little outfits. Her camouflage one's the one we're using here because we got thrown in there. But she has one with electrical attacks, which I like even more because that can stun them. The fire attacks do more damage, but they tend to knock down. So let's go with the whammer here on my right hand, because this one, if you really aim it right, you're going to do a ton of damage. Ninja College here is a good stage if you're not, you don't want to get right in direct combat because there's a lot of room to move around. Mechanica, again, she's got that super armor, but she also has this hover that will allow her to get out of the way of stuff, if I can do it. Here, yeah, we did it a little bit, but try to get around and smack her, get that bomb into her if I can. Look out, I'm gonna get grabbed here if I'm not careful. Yep, I knew she was going for that. So the more you play, the more you start to realize certain stuff. You definitely wanna attack after your opponent most of the time, wait for them to attack and then go for something. There we go, we hit her out of that, because I could kind of tell, you watch the rush meter, you make sure you know this is when, oh, she recovered really quick out of that, but I wanted to make sure that I had that going, had that, there we go, we're juggling her like crazy. Had my attack ready in time for her to punch. Ooh, it's gonna get down close to it here if I'm not careful. She's gonna go for a grab because that does a lot of damage, but we got her in time. The whammer, so slow, just hits through a bunch of arms though, because it is a heavy arm. The arms have light, medium, and heavy, and if you have a heavy one, you can hit through the lighter one, so even though it's slow, it makes up for it. I think I mentioned at the top of the stream, oh, we got, okay. Well, I guess because that was spoiled, they added it in to the test here. So there's a big thing with this character that we're probably going to see eventually. Let's do one more with Mechanica. She's got a cool silver one and a pink one here. She says Mechanica. Mechanica, whichever. But yeah, this character is one that we're not supposed to talk about. But I guess because it's in the Testpunch, we can probably show it. I think they just bit the bullet. The developers just threw that in there so people can see it before the game is fully out. But there we go. Spoilers for the story mode. That's one of the bosses you might encounter. Let's use a homie, because this one is really good for tracking in its explosive arm, which means you got to be a little careful, because if somebody hits you when you have the explosion going on your arm, then it can detonate and actually do damage to you, so you got to be careful. But yeah, this is, if you're starting out, I recommend try Mechanica, even though she's a little slow, and use her homing arm, because it will actually home in, as the name, the homie and the Seiki that Bite and Bark have are really good when you're starting out, because they will help you learn how to play, and you don't have to aim quite as much to get that stuff going. See if we can block, there we go. Quick block there, and we got it. I have a feeling a lot of people are probably trying out the motion controls, but at the same time, there might be a lot of people using the standard controls as well. I really like Mechanica for her ability to block a lot of this stuff and make it easier to keep punching through opponents. See if we can get that shock bomb going. Springman's got his power activated. When he gets below around 25% health, he got his special too, his rush. When he gets 25% health or so, he will auto-charge all of his arms, which means I can get knocked down really easily here. So let's jump and get... Oh no, he grabbed me out of my rush. He might actually beat me here. Springman is the comeback king because of his ability to get all these charged hits off so easily. But there we go, I had to get into attack mode. So yeah, Springman, 25% or less, like a quarter health, you'll see he glows red. That means all those arms auto-charge, saves a ton of time. You can really win from a pretty big deficit because of that. And also, Springman has this ability when he's charging his arms and he releases them to deflect punches, which is pretty good, but you have to get the timing down. Speaking of which, Min Min, she has a ability to deflect too. When you're in the air, if you dash or moving forward or backwards, she'll kick, because she's got, Chinese sort of martial arts. She's very Chinese inspired, where she has, they gave her some of those abilities where she uses her feet despite this being arms, and she's able to deflect stuff, but the timing is a little rougher to get than with Springman, I feel like. So I think she's almost like a more advanced version of Springman. So if you do enough with Springman where you feel like you are ready to move on to a more advanced character, I recommend Min Min. Okay, here we go. Oh, geez, this is going to be interesting. So we're fighting Master Mummy with a level 4 Hedlok here. And yeah, so Hedlok is the special character. I guess I can talk about him now because he's been revealed. I wasn't supposed to, so this is kind of skirting the line. If you don't want to see, this guy, then I don't blame you. But yeah, he's a special character that locks onto the head of players in different modes, like party mode, and he will add extra arms that makes me think he might not be playable normally overall because he gives you such a big advantage. There we go. I'm going to charge up my Dragon Arm. Min Min's a little more complicated than some of the other characters to talk about quickly because she has, there we go. We got him. Look at all that damage. We just juggled him for like 1,000 damage. You can tell he's got a lot more health than most of the characters. I hit that Pro Genji in the back on accident, but... So Min Min, we'll do a couple matches with her because I want to show... yeah, Hedlok looks creepy. I saw SDH say that in the chat. Min Min has that Dragon Arm. She's got these Noodle Arms, which are like the weakest in terms of health in the game. They can get broken so easily that you have to be careful with her because you'll lose your, arms temporarily. But the cool thing is if you hold a charge like a dash or you land a successful throw, her left arm will become a dragon. You can put anything on there. Like I can show you a non-dragon thing on her arm. It'll still be a dragon, even if we don't use the dragon head of the arm. And I think we fought one already, so we got a rematch here. But charge this up, and then all of the punches from that left arm are auto-charged. It's cool. We got Helix here on his home stage where we can just kind of murder his unfortunate friends and family here in these tubes. They work to get in the way, so it's kind of helpful for him to be able to duck and dodge around these tubes. There we go. To get a little bit of coverage because he is more of a long-range defensive fighter with his stretching ability and everything. We'll go into him more when I play him in a little bit. But yeah, the whole thing, that's one you want to grab. Oh, I missed it. That's okay. We'll get him this way. But yeah, the whole thing with Min Min, getting that Dragon Arm, it is very useful because now I don't have to charge that at all, and I can use that the whole match until I lose it. If you take a bit of knockdown, we're going to lose this rush here. That's okay. If you get hit down or your arm gets hurt, you can lose the dragon. But unlike Springman, we don't have to be super injured to be able to use that. So I think it is more useful overall once you get into the game to have Min Min's ability. And then if you saw a couple times when I dash around, especially in the air, she can kick to deflect, which is pretty useful, but you got to learn the timing. We'll do maybe one more with Min Min here so I can try to deflect some stuff, and I'll show you some other skins as well. Different costumes. This one's pretty popular. It's like she's wearing little baby clothes with the blue and pink and everything. But yeah, most of the costumes are pretty good. I like Bite and Barks a lot. Bite and Bark and Kid Cobra are not in here, so again, if you want to see that stuff, definitely check out the other preview videos and stream that I'm gonna do here. And I can't remember if I mentioned this at the start of the thing, but I did mention in the preview video, Nintendo did send me a preview copy, so I have to say, product provided by Nintendo when I talk about that and share this info with you guys. Because, disclosure that they sent me a thing to play a little early, so I can, share that and send you guys footage and stuff, make videos on it. All right, so I'm with Ribbon Girl. We're again the four maybe best ladies in ARMS so far. No, I'm trying to think who we're missing here. We might not be missing anyone, actually. I was gonna say, we've got 4 ladies, 4 guys, and then, DNA Man or Helix is a little mysterious where they call him the Man of Mystery, but yeah, he was created in a lab, so he's kind of like, I likened him to Mewtwo from Pokemon, where he seemed to be made to be the perfect ARMS fighter, but he has the, oop, jeez, I think I just hit my own person, but, she was below me when she activated her rush. That blue dragon arm is cool looking. Let's get Twintelle before she can use hers. I'm okay. But yeah, so Helix, we'll see him in a second here, but he is like a weird mix of, like I said, Mewtwo, but also Mew in his innocence. He sounds like a baby bird half the time, and let's let that bomb do the talking. There we go. But look how powerful this dragon is if you let it, just kind of whale with that charged hit, 130. Like, that's almost as much as a throw with most of the characters. So it is very, very strong when you have only 1,000 HP per character. But yeah, we'll get into some of the other characters there. I keep forgetting to do Min Min's kick to deflect, but we have plenty of time to do that. So we got 10 wins in a row, bonus. I did lose one there. So let's do there's a pink Helix, there's an orange one. I like this blue. Ooh, excuse me, went the other way. The blue one is cool. Let's play with the blue Helix and see how we do. You can also hit plus to warm up, which lets you mess with different arms, and hit these other little helixes, which are kind of like training experiments that you just kind of destroy. We are going up against Hedlok again. So this is we're playing in basically party mode for this test fire, and party mode is one of the 2 online modes outside of just, playing with your buddies and doing whatever rules you want. Ooh, we got a bite and bark in the test fire. We wouldn't see this character otherwise. He doesn't have bark. That is so bizarre to see. So I haven't encountered a Hedlok that had bite as his thing. So I'm gonna stretch up and try to throw these blorbs over at him. So Helix, when I'm stretching here, he can get auto-charged arms, which is very useful, but it makes you a sitting target, so you do have to be pretty careful with that. I'm gonna try to stay away from my buddies, and they'll, distract him, and then I will get in there and get some good throws and stuff. Oop, jeez, uh-oh. See if we can get him with the blorbs. There we go. Blorbs are supposed to be fruit-flavored, which is bizarre. But yeah, this is kind of like party mode, the thing we're playing online, where you get all these different match it types, fighting Hedlok, playing hoops, stuff like that will randomly pop up, skill shot, and the party match challenges. Oh my gosh, I might be dead here. That does a lot of damage. See, probably the most damaging of the rush attacks. Party mode allows you to just kind of get in and have these random matches. Maybe not the best balanced in the game necessarily. I hope I don't hit Min Min here. Oops, sorry if I did. And you get quick cash to unlock arms and stuff, the in-game currency. You can get it real easy in party mode, but you might just get into weird lopsided situations, so you do have to be careful about that. With if you are really worried about winning or losing, you might want to play ranked mode, which is a little more fair. And I'm dead. Jeez. I hope they defeat it. If Hedlok is defeated, then we all win, I think. So there we go. Good job. All right. So yeah, it's a very quick type of game style, but ranked, no items involved in rank. It's best of 2. You win 2 matches to win. It's more serious. You only unlock that when you beat level 4 difficulty on the Grand Prix. So you have to be, pretty competent at the game to be able to play that mode. And that's like the more competitive side. Like if you're playing Splatoon or something, that would be ranked mode in that as well. And here we go. We got some skill shot. I don't know if Helix is going to be the best at this because he's kind of slow. He has a lot of disadvantages to offset the fact that he is pretty crazy with some of his abilities. So let's talk about Helix a little bit here, because I was talking about the online modes. So Helix, he's got his own little dragon arm by default. It is an ice one, so if I do charge this, then I can kind of freeze the opponents. And like I mentioned, if you hold jump, you can really do these crazy stretches over everything. You stretch up, you're a very big target. I gotta kind of aim a little more over here, I think, or we're not gonna get much of this stuff. If you stretch up, and then you can do these automatic charged hits. So it is very valuable. You just got to be careful and not always be charging, always be stretching, because you're gonna have to deal with people hitting you so much easier. But if you hold dash, he has another ability where he squishes down to move and can get out of the way of stuff. There we go. I need to be focused on hitting this stuff here. We're gonna be in trouble. Let's see if I can get a good hit on them, and maybe a grab if I can pull it off. Oh, kind of aimed it over there. We are so close. We won by 10 points. That was so close. I was really trying to show some Helix stuff, so Twintelle was working overtime there. So yeah, holding jump, you stretch. Holding dash, you squash. You can dip under grabs. You can do all this stuff to maneuver around. So he's a very advanced character, and he's just a little tough to get a hang of. Let's play some Twintelle here. There's her Springman style hair, and so yeah. We didn't play blue helix. Oh, you missed a blue helix. I think we did play blue helix. someone was talking about, yeah, in the chat. If you do miss any of the video, definitely hop back and check any of it out, you know, because it's a stream, but it will be a video for you. So let's get into this. We can do little dances and stuff while you're waiting, because you can move your arms around still. So we're fighting a Mechanica and a Twintelle of our own. Because, you know, in team mode, you are tethered to your partner. You do have to be careful, because if you get thrown like that, I was grabbing Mechanica, but then we got thrown because of my partner, so I couldn't complete that throw. So you're kind of dragged along. I just got grabbed out of a grab. All this crazy stuff can happen if you're not careful. You have to tap up on the control stick, or control pad, sorry, to switch targets, so that can take a little bit of practice to get into. This is when your partner wants to, yeah, that Mechanica didn't help her buddy out too well, but if you you get into a rush attack, you can get locked into that, and your partner can knock your opponent out of it. So there's a lot of strategy. Somebody can grab you while you're doing stuff, and here we go. I think we got this. We got her. All right. So yeah, there's a lot of different facets in the team mode. It's a lot more complicated and can feel a bit hectic and crazy. So that's something that takes a little more time to get used to, especially when your buddy's dragging you around and stuff. But we did pretty well, the blue-haired team there. I do want to do a little bit more with Twintelle on her own, because I want to show more of her ability to slow down punches. I feel like that is one of the best, and probably going to be one of the more common seen things in competitive arms battles, is being able to use that at the right time to slow down punches and get out of the way. So the only thing you need to do that is just hold a dash like you're going to charge a punch, and you'll see these golden petals float around her, and any punch that gets in the area gets slowed down. You can dodge out of the way easier. Typically, like if you're on the ground, you slow something down, jump to get out of the way. If you're in the air and you slow something down, you're going to float, but you can just kind of dip to get out of the way of that. So let's try doing that stuff. Look at double Twintelles here in their yoga pants. All right, against, another. They're all very sporty looking, where I'm like, these seem like these would be good workout clothing, most of these outfits, despite the masks and everything. So let me see if we can kind of dip over here. Typically, it's a safer way to use your dash. See, there we go. If you saw that, I slowed down Ninjara's shot, and hopefully that helped make sure that my buddy could get out of there. Ooh. Some stuff it doesn't seem to work as well for, like the dragon shots. You got to be careful. Oh, look out. Okay, we were far enough ahead of that we were able to get out of the way. Let's try to get Ninjara so my buddy can get her rush going. But yeah, the being able to jump and dash and then just hang in the air is so cool, because you can really mess with people's timing. Oh, jeez, there we go. Trying to use our powers together. Oh, okay. It looked like I got knocked out, but we had plenty of health there, and I still had my rush attack. But yeah, the timing of that, it is kind of like Witch Time. We are fighting with our hair, just like Bayonetta. Pretty inspired by Bayonetta, it seems. But it is a good way to, kind of like Springman and Min. You can counter attacks in a different way, though, with Twintelle. Okay. Yeah, Tanuki Terumi just talking in the chat how Twintelle is very similar to Bayonetta. So here's her different color palette here. So we're going to jump in. So the longer you stay in these party mode lobbies, you can see the more we are racking up this money here, the arms, dollars, or whatever they're called, the currency. We're going up against Hedlok again. And the longer you stay, you can kind of be like, hey, I got the bragging rights of having this much money. And then as soon as you leave, it goes into your account and you can use it. But in this demo, we're not really earning money towards anything, because it is just a little demo to stress test the servers. If you're watching and you want something fun to do, watch the crowd on the side, because they wear different pieces of memorabilia depending on who they are sort of rooting for. And it is really cool to see some of the stuff. I gotta be so quick here. And do not let him, so yeah, the big goal here is do not let him into that HP juice to let him heal. We're all just keeping him real busy in the corner here. Here we go. I think we got him. A lot of damage there. All right. But yeah, if you look at the crowd, it's cool. So we got some big guys with purple-haired Twintelle masks on. I blocked that just in time. We're just really destroying this Helix with the Hedlok on. And, oh, nope, he's getting that attack off as well. Look at how much we are doing to this guy. See if I can freeze him with my left glove is a Chilla. It freezes your opponents to slow him down. The right is a Parasol, which can block shots. I'm going to try to see if I can finish him with this rush. There we go. Look at that face. He's an ugly son of a gun, but he's really strong, especially, when you encounter him in other circumstances. But if you see, look, there's a Helix fan in the background. There's a couple Twintelle fans, and they tend to wear the different palette of the character. You know, if we use a certain one, they'll be dressed up as that character a little bit. I didn't mean to do that one. I do like this one. The chrome one is cool too. Let's do another as Mechanica, and then I'll take character requests in the chat if you guys want to, see certain characters more than others. I want to give everybody a fair shake. Again, with the Testfire, I keep calling it Testfire, Testpunch, it's the same as the Splatoon ones. With this special demo, we don't have two of the characters, two of my favorites, Bite and Bark, the robot cop duo, and Kid Cobra, who is just really, really fun when you get used to his dashing and jumping ability. I feel like he is the sleeper best character. Ribbon Girl seems to be the most popular, almost like Diddy Kong, I think, because she's a little easier to use. People are gravitating towards her, but yeah, she's definitely good. She can jump a bunch of times in the air. We should play Ribbon Girl, because I didn't even talk about her abilities. We just kind of played her once, and I moved on, I think. So yeah, Ribbon Girl can jump. She can go jump, jump, dash, jump, jump. She can, I think, 4 jumps max she can do to really hang out in the air. And she has some really good default arms as well. Let's see what's going on here. I might actually jump out of this lobby, because we're not going to be able to see a bunch of you guys unless I get into different lobbies and happen to run into you. Let's play more Ribbon Girl, because I didn't get a chance to play her. I'm also, Chow Walker says, did you know Min Min's name is Noodle Noodle? Because, so Min Min, la mian, like the noodles, the Chinese noodles, or lo mein is, they're put in the Chinese, like, food store in the West. They, simplify it a little bit. Ramen and lo mein or la mian, I didn't realize those were, like, the same thing, but different regions. Ramen is just the Japanese take on it, almost like curry has very different styles depending on if it's Indian or Japanese curry. But yeah, she's very noodle-based. Look at her spinning those dragons around. All right. So let's try, I'm going to use the Slap-O-Mander and the Sparky, because I think that's a pretty good combo. I really like the electric arms in this, because it does give you a nice ability to, I gotta remember I can jump multiple times with her. With electric arms, you can stun your opponents and then go in for a grab. I didn't have enough time there, because I was kind of staying away. Let's see if we can get in and get a nice charged punch on her. It's going to be a little tough. Yeah, she's really moving. There we go. Got her out of here. See if we can grab her. Really, you just really want to keep your opponent out of the... Oop, jeez. That was bad timing. We still caught her, though. Apple Po. You really want to keep your opponent out of the juices. I mentioned that before, but it is very important to make sure they don't get the bonuses of those, because that can really change the course of a match. And that is part of why... Let me hit her in time. No. I knew I was in the air, so I was like, I'm just going to go for that. But yeah, the different items can really change the course of the match, and I think that is part of why they have restricted those in ranked mode. Let's see if we can get in here. Ribbon Girl, I tend to jump a lot anyways, but she's definitely one that is worth using her jumps a lot, because she's going to give you some big advantages to outmaneuver your foes. Let's see if we can get in there for a couple more hits, and maybe we'll finish with a quick rush. There we go. Slapped them right into the tank where Helix broke out in the background there. And another thing about Ribbon Girl, not only can she jump a crazy amount and really maneuver in the air, she's probably one of the best characters in the air, along with Twintelle and Kid Cobra. She also has, if you hold dash when you're in the air, you do this quick fall, jump down, where you can get on the ground a lot faster. So it is definitely in your benefit to practice with that if you're going to use her. I have not played her much. I know she's really popular, so yeah. So yeah, Chow Walker clarifying, yeah, La Mian Ramen, it's stretched noodles, so it's a play on words with Min Min, because yeah, her hair is noodles, her arms are noodles. She might be my favorite character design-wise, because she's so goofy, and I love the dragon. But she's like a nice balance of cool and silly. But Bite and Bark are the ones that really, those stole my heart when I saw them for the first time, because I love that robot, dog duo with the cop. So if you definitely, yeah, I'll mention one last time. Yeah, if you want to see that, definitely check those out. I have a couple matches, including ranked mode. I put a quick match from ranked mode in the full game in that preview video I just posted. So definitely check that out. We're going against a random character, it looks like, for hoops. Ribbon Girl, very good. Oh, it's Springman. It's my blonde brother from another mother there, Springman. Ribbon Girl, very good at the hoops play, I think. Ninjara is also really good. We should play... I think I skipped over Ninjara, didn't I? We might not have played him at all, and I don't remember if I did. No, I think I did a little bit. I didn't mention his abilities, though. But yeah, so we want to try to stun him with the Sparky if we can. See if we can get a good grab opportunity. Probably want to lead with the left, and then hit him with the Sparky. Ooh, excuse me. Grabbing me and dunking me. That's not very gentlemanly. No. So yeah, trying to hold her punches to get the charge. I knocked him over too much, but trying to get the charge on him and then get in there for the grab is good. But I can't waste too much time because this mode is a very quick... there we go. I dropped down out of the way of that grab almost unintentionally. Ooh, jeez. Yeah, we're going to get dunked on and lose a lot of points if I'm not quick here. So let's see if we can get him. There we go. Yeah, I got to hurry up and make up this deficit. So let's see if we can get in and hit him. And hopefully that doesn't backfire on me. Yeah, it did. There's my arms broken. So now, if you want to be cheap, this is kind of a strategy online, is, nope, no. Oh, he got me at the buzzer. Off the rim. No, okay. So yeah, I was trying to stay away because I knew I had a lead and the time was running out. That's kind of a factor of real boxing, just kind of waiting out the clock when you have the point lead. But he got me, and he got the win, so props to, was it O2, like Oxygen? Or like the Kirby song? I couldn't tell there. So let's go with Ninjara. We did play with him, but I didn't talk about his abilities. Let's see. So again, yeah, if you want to select a character and have a different skin or a costume, you click in the left stick when you're hovering over the character and push it in a direction. It can be a little weird to get used to, and then you select your character and you get a different costume. Up is default, and the other directions give you other stuff. Ninjara, he has some really nice abilities, especially if you're just starting out. I think he's pretty grab focused for a lot of players, but I think he is really good to learn the game with, because when you dash around in the air, you get this nice little ninja poof that is pretty useful to get out of situations. And then if you're blocking, he's almost, I don't think he ever takes chip damage from blocks because he will poof out of the way using that secret ninpo disappearing art that he's got. I gotta be careful here. Trying to charge your punches sometimes is a little tough to get the dash going. Ooh, didn't mean to go right into that whammy. And, ooh, we're in trouble, but we can block. So yeah, he doesn't take chip damage, but you can get caught from rushes that way. By default, he just teleports out of the way when you're blocking and you get hit, but that can really backfire. I think that was a way to balance him, is that you can get caught on accident. All right, we're really, oh man, I wanted to go for the grab there, but I kept hitting on accident. So yeah, there's a little bit of a error to input sometimes by playing with motion controls, but there we go. Hit him with the chakram. I think the more practice you get, I've only been playing for a couple days really, so it will improve. But at the same time, the traditional controls, even though they offer less nuance with aiming and the wider grabs that I was talking about earlier, it is good to try that out, because you do have more reliable grabs and blocks and things when you can push a button instead of kind of tilting. I think the motion controls are actually really good and very reliable for the most part, but it is kind of up to the user. I think everyone's going to have their own preference. All right, Team Green Ninjara against a Helix and a Mechanica here. We did see, we saw a little bit of Ramen Bowl, Min-Min's stage. We're going back to Spring Gym. I want to play more on that. This is probably a good one. His middle glove there, the buff, it can pump up and actually give you a larger size arm than you would normally get from a medium arm. Oops, I think I might have hit my buddy there. So you get that larger arm, which allows you to counter heavier arms and stuff. Ooh, she's going to be in trouble here if I'm not careful. See if we can get in and get some grabs going. We definitely don't want to be near that. Didn't hit anyone, so we got lucky there. They're both focusing on me. I gotta be real careful here. Hopefully I don't get caught in that rush attack. There we go. Ninjara is real quick and slippery, but Helix managed to... Jeez, I don't know if you guys could follow that, so I grabbed Mechanica, Helix grabbed me, and then my buddy Ninjara knocked Helix out of his grab. So there's so much like saving your partners and doing all this crazy stuff. Double rush attack can sometimes prove very useful because they really can't do much against it. Ooh, that's what it looks like to be on the receiving end of the blorb. There we go. I love the grab counters in two-player mode. That's just something you don't get in normal, non-team matches. Oh, geez. I grabbed him. My partner hit me. He grabbed me. My partner hit like that whole like exchange. It's sometimes you got to go back over it in your head because it is so fast-paced. A little more crazy where it can be sometimes frustrating if just random stuff happens to you while you're trying to calculate all of it, but sometimes that happens. Oh no, we want to stay. I gotta change my character. Oops. No. I want to. Oh, I guess we're stuck with this. I'm hitting the wrong buttons here. Here we go. Yeah, I think. Oh, we did this one already. I'm trying to make sure that I show all the Min costumes and the different costumes as we go through. Tanuki, you want to see Min? Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Looks like Min versus Min. We've gotten most of the stages so far that are in the full game. Oh no, Josh isn't. I thought I saw another Min. There's so many Min-Mins. The two most popular characters from the previous Testfire weekend were Min and Ninjara, but the character with the highest win rate was Mechanica. So that kind of shows you something about Mechanica and her accessibility when you're first playing the game. So yeah, this is one of those times where this is a very good map for Min because you can kind of sit and really block the whole side by, using these test tube babies as your, probably a better term for that, the Helix's extended family. You can use these to your advantage to really, hit around the side and then kind of try to get out of the way. So while he's going for that, let's see if we can get a rush attack on him. This guy seems a little bit better at the game than, he managed to avoid that. Oof. And I got hit by his. That's okay, we can dodge it. Careful, there we go. Avoid that grab. Man, yeah, they're doing pretty good. I noticed some people that have a fighting game background are really, people that play competitive other games are doing pretty good in this one as well. So, gotta be careful here and try to make sure that we're not getting any extra, there we go, extra rush attacks from Twintelle before we finish. You actually build up your special meter, your rush meter, by just throwing punches out there, and then if you, do enough of those, there we go. You do enough of those punches, you'll build it up, but the juice ain't gonna hurt, you want to get in there and drink that juice as it sprinkles all over the place. There we go. Every time I play on the stage, I try to pay attention to the world map on the side. There's a lot of hidden details in the DNA lab, and one of them being that little case in the background that has the broken out, glass where Helix used to reside before he decided to enter the ARMS tournament. This poor little sweet, he's too pure for this world, but he's really good at ARMS. Josh immediately switched to Min because I think he was like, man, Min-Min's good. And then I switched to Twintelle, so we swapped characters there. And yeah, so if you guys have questions, I know I talked for a long time about all the stuff that, there's so much stuff going on in this game that I want to explain. But look at him switching stuff, Master Mummy over there with his arms that he doesn't normally have by default. It's the power of Hedlok. But yeah, I know I talked a lot, so if you have questions, definitely let me know, especially between matches when I can definitely see them a little easier. And I will try to answer them about the main game. I can't talk about certain things. Hedlok was one of them, but he's revealed in the very public Testpunch, so I have a feeling that it's probably okay to talk about him. Get in here and there we go. Min got the grab. I love Twintelle's Chilla that I was just talking, her left glove here is really good for getting your opponents so slow that you can get good grabs in there. There's definitely benefits to all the different elements. I tend to like electric the best because getting the arms to be disabled, they can't block, they can't really move. It feels like it has the benefits of freezing and seems a little better. I'll have to weigh a lot of this stuff and see which, ultimately what pays off more to focus on. But yeah, there's so many different elements. We saw the blinding effect from our buddy Helix with his blorb, and just lots of different, things to keep aware of. Like fire does more damage and knocks you down typically, but I tend to, I really like a lot of the Seiki we saw on Helix there. At Hedlok, we had the electrical effect on that missile and all this stuff. All right, one more with Twintelle, and then I'm going to the chat for what character we want to see next. I love the foliage on Ninja College at the upper right there. It's actually 2 different shots of Ninja College. The center one is also that too, with the stairs. There's so many fights going on. I might actually leave this lobby. I should do this occasionally so that you can see if you guys see me, because you only have so many people per lobby. I can't remember how many it is total. I think it's 20 if you have 2 people per switch, so maybe 10 max. But this is basically, like I said, it's kind of how the party mode lobbies are going to work. You just set up, you jump in there, and you can organize it with friends, and then all these people pop in. It just, matches up. There's other modes if you want very specific rules. Getting Tony in here. There we go. Twintelle Showdown. But yeah, this is very similar to the party mode, just we're not seeing certain things like V-Ball. I'm surprised we haven't got Skill Shot more, but I'm kind of happy, like I was saying. Not my favorite mode or anything. All right, let's see if we can take out this Twintelle. Seems like Tony might know what he's doing a little better. Oops, I'm frozen here. I got to be very careful. I can block when I'm frozen, but then he's going to go for a grab most likely. So yeah, frozen. Or freeze effect. I wonder if you do get some other benefits in terms of damage, because otherwise I just feel like the electric effect is just a straight upgrade from that, and because you're getting the arm, not removal, but you get to break your opponent's arms and they can't, guard or anything. So I feel like that's maybe not as good. Got a bomb here. Let's see if we can maybe do a wide grab. There we go. Try get in a good spot to do a really cool, The wider the grab, the easier it is to just punch and deflect those, so you do have to be careful about that. Flailing my Joy-Cons about, so hopefully it's not too loud. I'm sure I'm breathing a little heavier than normal, but that happens. Oh, jeez. Yeah, grabs and rushes are so strong that if you aren't really good at heavily using them, then you're going to be in trouble in some of these fights. If we can get a good... Nope, I should have... Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't realize they had their rush already. This person, Tony, is really good at reactive fighting. So you gotta be careful with that, or they're just gonna punch after you punch. That is definitely a better strategy most of the time. So Tony here is gonna try to get out of the way and just win by default. I had my rush, but no time. Yep, I might have been able to hit him down. But you saw Tony using very, reactive attacks there. Only acting when he needed to, kind of stalling a little bit, and, winning by making sure he had more health at the end. That is a very valid strategy, even if it can be frustrating. But I was playing way too aggro there. Okay, Springman. Let's go back to Springman. I just saw some requests for Springman. Ultimately, I feel like Springman, he's not really my favorite, but I do like all the characters in the game, and I feel like they all have valid strengths and weaknesses and whatnot. We're getting close to the end of this Testpunch here, but there are 5 more this weekend, so definitely check those out. And I'm going to try to stream all of them for you guys. So freeze makes everything slower, but electric only affects the arms. Chatwalker is, clarifying in the chat, but I really feel like messing with the arms, the game's called Arms, not walking around. And as much as freeze helps you, you can still guard and everything like that, whereas, electricity, it might take a little bit to break those arms and make them vulnerable, but ultimately that is, I feel, a little bit stronger because you get, do whatever. You can hit them with a grab. Let's use a boomerang. That has a wind effect to kind of pick people up. I'm with a Helix, so I hope they know what they're doing. Oh, I got grabbed. Trying to help your buddy can be tough if you're focusing on different targets. Oh, jeez. See if I can, I did deflect that one thing, but we're gonna have a rough time of this if I'm not careful. I might focus on Twintelle. There's just a lot of grabs coming from the other team there. There it goes. Let's see if I can, well, he got hit by that, so that's fine by me, even though he grabbed me. So many grabs going on. This is when you wanna punch, 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 and try to break through all that. Oh, Twintelle's guarding, so I feel like they really know what they're doing here well enough to, I'm gonna try to shield because I know Twintelle's gonna go for it. Oh, I almost got her with the, we're in trouble here. I almost got her with that. There we go. And I've got my charge punches, so I don't have to do anything but just kind of punch, punch, punch now that I've got Springman's charge. Oh no! And then Helix is in trouble. They are so close to dead that I feel like nope, I was gonna say he can still win. It's gonna be very tight, especially when, yeah, they can just do that. It is so tough when it's 2-on-1. I didn't have enough time to guard that one rush attack, or I might have survived long enough to be able to win, but that was a very close match at the end. So many grabs, which from what I've heard, that's a lot of, when you first start out the game, people use that strategy a lot, and it's the hoops strategy. They encourage it in hoops, so it feels like no wonder people do so much grabbing if they're playing a little bit of hoops, especially this weekend. And here we go, back to Ramen Bowl. This is the newer stage that I think they didn't have before. I feel like we got most of the stage variety this time around, and I do like the tri-bolt a bit better than the boomerang. I wanted to show variety of arms. Yeah, look at that. That's the same as Min Min's dragon, but has a bit, shouldn't have jumped there. Online, I'm sure there is some, iffiness of the grabs. I think that one before did hit me, of course, but you gotta be careful because people are gonna maybe be able to grab when they might have trouble grabbing otherwise. There we go. Nope. Jeez. Gotta be careful because he's just gonna go for grabs constantly, so I need to be punching. I've heard there's so many grabby Ninjaras here that gotta really play reactively and make sure I'm using my deflect. So you see, every time I release a charge, I'm gonna be able to deflect a thing like a grab or a punch. So there we go. Yeah, basically this is the strat that Twintelle used on me. Sometimes you can't get too punch happy. Just wait until your opportunity is there, and then go for it. Probably don't even want to bother with a rush attack on this Ninjara because he is going to kind of get out of the way. There we go. So yeah, grabs can be scary, but just punch them if you get the opportunity, and you will be okay. This is a big stage, so it is one that you can kind of maneuver around and stay where you want to, away from your opponent if you are going to play a little bit more defensively. But yeah, there we go. There's a hard lesson there for Ninjara. Don't just grab, especially when you're far away. Took me a little bit to learn that I should have countered that by doing what I did towards the end. But look at that. I love such a crazy combination of colors, but it really looks like Springman has the that weird urban legend about the McDonald's chicken nugget gloop that was like this weird pink gloop that was supposedly making the, used to make the nuggets. That's what it looks like is on Springman's head, or just some type of bubblegum toothpaste or something. All right, we're going up against Matthew. He's got a lot of points. He's also a Ninjara. I think he's different from the one we just fought. Hopefully, we can win here. He's got so many coins that it makes me a little worried. We did pretty well against that other one. I just got to be patient. Take my time. I think the spring on Springman's head is probably supposed to be kind of like a kind of turnbuckle style of spring. Yep, he's using his, nope. Ah, jeez, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta be patient and make sure you don't fall for grabs. Oh, jeez. Yeah, jumping into grabs like that, if they're too close, you might not be able to react in time, and that can be real bad. So let's be careful here and try to grab him. Nope, jeez. Giving me a lot of trouble. He's so fast that, and he can teleport out of the way, that I feel like a scrap with him is maybe ill-advised, See if we can get him here. Oh, gotta be quick with my attacks, and then, yeah. Keep an eye on your opponent's rush meter. It's kind of obvious that you should do that, but it is definitely, there we go, we caught him. Keep him out of that juice. It's definitely a thing that sometimes I forget to do, is make sure I'm watching how much rush my opponent has, and keeping that in mind. I can get out of here before my arm breaks. Because when they are ready to use their special, his is going to build up faster than mine, I think. He's punching a lot more. But when they're ready to use that, like, he's very close. So now I don't want to do any too risky arm throws, because now he's got it. So that's when we want to land and block as quick as you can. All right, so we could time this out, or I could finish it with a more spectacular Rush attack. There we go. So yeah, you start to learn the more you play. Throw out the rush when they've got their arms extended, especially for a long grab or something, because you can just punch straight through it and hit them. You got to learn the timing of that, especially if you're going to play single player, against ranked people online that are really good. But also, single player can be super difficult. I didn't talk about that yet, and maybe we'll finish up with Min Min because I really like her. But single player is crazy difficult on the upper levels. Like, you can still do pretty well, I think, early on in the Grand Prix if you're, 1, 2, 3 levels. There's 7 levels of difficulty. And level 7, I've beat level 6 Grand Prix. I need to work on level 7, but I've beat level 7 computers. But it is very, very tough. This is a level 5 Hedlok, just to give you some example of how strong some of this can be. We got 3 people on him, and he's still going to put up a pretty good fight if we have people that, are going to have trouble against him. There we go. They've got a good Ninjara going in for that. So yeah, this is a Min Min Hedlok. Should try to throw her, give her the kicks just cause. There we go. But yeah, the story mode is can be pretty tough if you try to beat it on higher levels, and you can't unlock ranked unless you do level 4. So definitely something to be aware of. I want to hit this bomb into him, but I don't want to hit my buddies. I probably got Twintelle there, so oops, geez, sorry Ninjara. People getting in front of you. Luckily, we don't have to deal with some of the team mode difficulties of having the tether between us when there's 3 people. Man, I keep getting Ninjara on accident. Twintelle just gave me the business to make up for that. Look out! Oop. So his Hedlok special is so quick that you can very easily get hit by that and not really punish Hedlok very well. There we go. Good job, good job. See if we can get around to the side and hit that bomb into him. It's kind of tough when you're on a staircase. Hit the bomb the right way. There we go. Rush into a grab. Oh, geez, thanks for hitting me out of that. I guess I deserved it for all the stuff I did to him. Man, I have so much health, so I don't mind. But he's just going crazy and knocking you. Oops, server maintenance is going to start. That's a nice little indicator that, we don't have much time to be able to play. We got to beat him quick here. We have 4 seconds. If we can get him. Go, no. Oh, he's going to win. So Hedlok wins if he survives at the end. So if Ninjara hadn't knocked me out of those grabs, I think we would have won. He kept punching me. He just couldn't. He had no chill. But there you go. There's Hedlok's win screen. And we are just about it. I think we're going to get booted here in a second. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned after this or watch the next video, because in a few minutes here, if you're watching this live, I'm going to have the full game of ARMS streamed. I won't spoil, anything too major, but if you want to see the full game, you want to see Bite and Bark, Kid Cobra, please stick around. I will have that stream here in just a second, and we'll get this going. More like a couple seconds, but I'll have that soon for you guys, so I hope you're looking forward to it. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this. We'll probably be booted here within the next few minutes, so we might have one more match. A cool technique with Min Min, I don't know if I can do it here, but you can do a jump, hit, kick, jump, kick. Because of her kick ability is so fast, and the dragon's actually one of the quicker arms to extend, you can do this cool thing where you keep, hit, deflect, and keep moving around that way. But it can be tough because you got to get that initial hit before the dragon actually throws out that roar. So some more advanced techniques and stuff to learn as you go. But if you see, whenever you do a grab, her arm does this cool swirl around it to show you, hey, you got the dragon. So if you need it and you don't have the time to charge up your left arm, then there you go. If you have a very aggressive person you're fighting, give them a grab. You'll get your dragon one way or the other. Looks like we're going up against Toasty here, and this is probably going to be the last one. So again, I appreciate you guys being here. We'll have more ARMS and other videos on the way as well. This is kind of going to be ARMS weekend a little bit, but there's other stuff on the way soon, and let's see if we can win our last match. I do have to be careful because we are going to be a little slower than Ninjara here, especially with him being, the kind of ninja that is going to be able to sneak up on you. I gotta be careful on this stage because the ability to kind of get out of range of my dragon is definitely a possibility, but then Ninjara is going to have to deal with that as well. Your arms only extend so far, so you do have to worry about that sort of thing. Oops, didn't mean to do that. See if we can get Some dragon blasts going here. Yeah, I'm gonna have a tough time with this guy. He's actually